other sideline, Mike McDaniel, head coach of the Dolphins. His guys off to a slow start, looking for their first win after 2 straight losses to start the year. Across from him, his counterpart, Bills head coach Sean McDermott. His guys off to a much better start, 2-0 through 2 weeks of football.
Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night primetime. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
And frankly, this is the type of game that a great quarterback relishes, because 0-2 on the road, everything's against him and his team. No one can expect them to win. Sometimes you band together real tight in that situation, and if he plays really well, they've got a chance to get that done.
Ball start, offense.
That flag, that'll push him back 5. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Tua to throw right away. Oh, the first play of the game going to be intercepted. So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week, and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and he can't do it all on one throw.
For the Buffalo offense coming out, and it is Josh Allen who is at the helm.
And what he's thinking about right now is first down, let's find a way to make a big play. Because when you get a sudden change situation and that defense has to rush onto the field unexpectedly, you might catch them having a defensive breakdown or not quite prepared.
And it was really sudden after the first play picked off. So after the INT, it's Allen. Got it complete to Khalil Shakir. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go with them early and often.
He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Now Allen off the bootleg. On the RPO, he'll keep touchdown, Bills. Dawson Knox, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bills take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt. And it's 7-0 Buffalo. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it culminates in a Bills touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And not much happening on the return as they get this to about the 23. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
Yeah, a little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off, and not the ha-ha, that was very funny, but kind of like, can you believe that just happened? Let's go out and play now. Let's just start over.
And going deep for Hill. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time. But it'll be second down. When you look at this Buffalo defense, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
And it was the pass rush that really keyed their victory. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well.
3rd down and 6.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
From the gun, it's Tua. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 12. First down, Miami.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
On the ground, this is Devon Achane. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. Ed Oliver through the line and hitting him for the loss.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call. So that flag will set him back 5 yards. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. They'll let this go deep for Waddle. And he's got it inside the 10. And he is down deep into Buffalo territory. It's a big play there for Miami. 59 yards.
First and goal, Miami.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll run. Achane. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal at the 9-yard line.
One more time with Achane. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
And goal to go.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Got an open man fighting Hill on the comeback route. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal. So on 4th down, Dolphin kicker Jason Sanders comes on.
A 26-yard.
The kick by Sanders is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best and don't worry about the rest of it.
He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Ball at the 24 at a 2nd and 11. Here's Allen to throw it. Completes to Shakir once again. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
A first down carry for Davis. He had to fight that time. Ran through one tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 48-yard line, here's the 2nd and 9. Allen going to throw. Shakir hauls it in. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 20-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Play action. Now it's Allen. Looking for the out route, and he's got more. And they'll get this down to the 10. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down at will.
1st and 10 at the 10-yard line.
That's out wide for Palmer. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Palmer from 10 yards out. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Those are the touchdowns that aren't just scored on Sundays or on Monday night. Those are the ones that are scored during the week because they had that preparation and a great route run.
Oh, I love that observation because you don't just roll out on game day and say, okay, go run this route and let's get it done. That means exactly what you said. The practice had to occur beforehand, which led to the timing, which led to the touchdown.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
Dolphins 3.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Miami's offense set and ready to go. Winless to start the year at 0-2, and now they get the Thursday night game here in Week 3. So, I don't know, does the fact that they're back out so quickly, Charles, help or hurt their cause?
Oh, I say unequivocally help, because you always want the Thursday game earlier in the schedule rather than later, just because the grind of the season hasn't really set in yet. But also, if they can get a win here, they get a mini open week, recharge a little bit, and carry some fresh momentum into the rest of the season.
And that's off the mark, incomplete. You look at this Buffalo defense. Against the pass, they're hoping to trend to the opposite direction because right now they're ranked number 26 in the NFL.
And even though that's not the greatest ranking in the world, one thing you can say, they get after the quarterback. They're in the top 10 in the league in sacks.
Out of the gun on 3rd down, here's Tua. And that's going to be incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on the punt. Back deep to return is K.J. Hamler. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So here are the Bills to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They begin with a run by Davis. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
On play action, Allen. Now he fires deep for Shakir. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here at their own 37-yard line. Well, this defense was victimized earlier in this opening quarter. This time, a measure of revenge.
Well, they always tell defenses you have to have a short memory. But I also think it helps if you remember what happens to you before, and now you're able to flip it around. They didn't want to show weakness and let this offense think they could do whatever they want. And they turned things around in that case and picked one off themselves.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. The drive starts with a run from Achane. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. Second down. You see the numbers on the ground a week ago for Achane. 16 carries, 65 yards.
Well, obviously he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame he's feeling pretty good and felt more recovered from last week's contest than he would have expected. Didn't seem to think this short week was going to affect him much as he chases a big performance here in prime time.
And the Dolphin first down.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Open man downfield is Waddle. He's got it. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Holding offense.
So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Short throw going to be caught by Waller. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent game there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook that can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
They complete it to Hill. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
From midfield, here's Tua. And going deep for Hill. And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obvious. A little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Now on 4th down, honors the punt team sending this one away. And that will bounce out of bounds before they can get a return going. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. To the air, Allen. And this one too low.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen able to find the open man. That's complete. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he's going to get it all the way down to the 10-yard line. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so, because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Look in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, go to zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
After one, a 14-3 ball game. Second quarter now in Buffalo. It's the Bills in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Inside give to Davis. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Allen from the gun on 3rd down. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here.
And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. It's a big play there for Miami. 43 yards.
And the Dolphins, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
A give left side. Here's Achane. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Looking to pass. Tua. Incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Tua sets up to pass it. over the middle and complete to Waddle. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
Well, don't tell any defensive coordinator I played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the fourth down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
They're going to go in motion right. They'll go. H.M. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on fourth. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And he'll send Waddle in motion left. Play action. Now it's Tua. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Saints back at the 31. That's Matt Milano firing in from his linebacker position. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. That's complete to his tight end, Waller.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Here's Tua. Looking again for Waller, and he's got him again. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And that's going to bring up the fourth down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on third down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a first down.
Tagovailoa going for it on fourth down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Tyreek Hill with career touchdown number 91. He joins a group that includes Tony Dorsett and Isaac Bruce, among others. And the Dolphins take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Bills offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Up the middle to Davis. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. The Bills at 2-0 here to begin the season. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Allen going to run with it. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
It's Davis on the counter. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They go to Johnson again. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Throwing now is Allen. Throw left side to Kincaid. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15.
An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play. Move on.
Caught right side, Davis. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now Allen. Looking on the out route, he finds Shakir. And this defense rallies, and they stop him short of the 1st down right near the 24. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
41-yard attempt.
The kick by Bass is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the 2 teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Dolphins offense returning to the field. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Dolphin got going a little early. Oh, jumping early from his tight end spot. Maybe trying to get a jump start on that route.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. And oftentimes when you see that, that means the play call was supposed to come in his direction, and he was eager to go catch a pass.
After he caught downfield by Hill. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 49-yard line. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that will bring up 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. Open man, Westbrook-Ikhine.
And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the 1st. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10.
44. Ready.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And the Dolphins are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Now they bring a receiver in motion right. Here's a quick throw right side. Touchdown Dolphins. Tyreek Hill with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from evening this one up. Well, that's just how they do it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free. And his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
17-17 the score. All even to this point as it kicks away. Buffalo offense back out ready to go. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
They'll be going for 6. That's on the guard, David Edwards.
Still 1st down.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Allen. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. A gain of 5. And it's 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Allen going to throw. It's caught by Coleman. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's 3rd and 6. To throw, it's Allen. Now he's going to step up and run. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Allen. This one complete to Coleman. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
To the air, Allen. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Here's Allen to throw it. The Dolphins get there this time and they bring him down. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face. Not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey.
his man complete over the middle. That's Davis. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. The kick by Bass is good. And that will do it for this first half. So halftime is upon us on Thursday night primetime, and we go off to Orlando. And Scott Hansen for our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen with you from the EA Studios in Orlando. It's been a heck of a game so far. Just a field goal separating these two squads. You have to imagine both sides are trying to figure out how to clean things up, put some touchdowns up in the second half. Let's find out what goes on in the third quarter. Back out to the stadium and our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Bills offense set to take over to begin quarter number 3. And, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
30-yard line.
Allen now looks to throw. Completes it to Coleman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Now a handoff to Davis. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Here's Allen. Now a screen set up for Johnson. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
It's a gain of
14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 38. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to look deep for more. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Now an option play on 2nd down. And they can't bring him down. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Operating from the gun. Allen. Allen going to run with it. Throws right side, and that's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays.
And it was all polished off with a Khalil Shakir touchdown catch. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. He's been his typical solid and reliable self, hasn't he, Charles?
When you have that go-to receiver that you can count on in the situation where you absolutely have to have him, there's nothing better for anybody who's throwing the football. But the best part is the payoff. 2 touchdowns already. That's the bottom line when you throw the ball to the guy.
Absolutely. Not over 100 yards right now, but he does have 2 touchdown catches.
Gregory Rousseau able to bring him down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Now Tua on the bootleg here. This will be caught. It's Waddle.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
36 yards on the play.
And the Dolphins first down.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam. But notice how he keeps his head on a swivel, looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 38.
A quick slant to Hill.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and a couple. Up the middle, Achane.
Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A Miami first down. That one going for a gain of 11.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Again, it's Achane.
And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They'll fake it on a jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th. Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. 4th and short, had your offense out there. That one stings.
And you know something? Your options change dramatically. Not only is it tougher to go for it, but what if you decided just to line up and try and draw them off sides? If you did it on 4th and short, you could pick up the cheap first down. Now, you still won't get a first down even if you do exactly the same thing.
Yeah, he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30, right about the 29.
The Bills going to take over again on offense. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Mike Hilton, the man to break up the throw.
He's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteeing he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
So a change of possession here on the punt, and it'll be Dolphin football. Miami set to take over. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa gets past one man. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. From the 34-yard line, here's a 2nd down and 9. Tua getting it quickly out to Waddle. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still 2nd down.
Now Tua. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
In motion, Hill. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Gets this one to Hill. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 4th down. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on to punt for Miami. Hamler now on the return. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And they will take over 1st and 10. The home team's offense and their wideout getting set to go once more. And he was pretty much unguardable in that first half. You see the numbers there as they try to add to him here in this 3rd quarter. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over.
Ray Davis, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
How about the vision on the run here? This one's intended to just be a straight dive up the middle. But once he gets through traffic, he sees that the open space is to the outside, so he's just going to angle himself out wide and win the race to the pylon.
Tyler Bass now for the point after. And the lead is up to 14. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Here's Achane to start the drive. And this defense not giving them anything there. Maybe a yard into the 36.
Well, they're hoping the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Looking to pass. Tua. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's right. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
I know it was a game, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Bills offense and their running back Ray Davis ready to take over once more. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
Bills, first down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
4th quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now in Buffalo, it's the Bills with a lead and the football here to begin the 4th quarter. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
319. Look out.
Here's Davis running right. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Round 80.
Now Allen. And got his man complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They give him a gain of 38.
And this is seemingly how it's been all game long. This defense has been just a step too slow. And here they're burned again. Another big play.
The 1st down carry for Davis. 116 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
On play action, Allen. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 15-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
The line of scrimmage, the 15. It's first and 10. Up the middle, Johnson. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line. Good gain there on first down. That keeps him in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Curtis Samuel from 10 yards out. And the Bills are closing in on a third straight victory to start the campaign. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone, so this ball will come out to the 30 now. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. They've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Off of play action, Tagovailoa. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. And with that catch, he goes over 100 yards receiving on the night.
First down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
In motion is Westbrook-Ikhine. Open man, Westbrook-Ikhine. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's second down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Tua setting up shop to throw again. He'll dump this off to Achane. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Tua to Tyreek for the Miami first.
And that's understanding where the markers are, because it's not just running to them. Because on the catch, you can actually be pushed back before the first down. It's getting past it and allowing that opportunity to drift back towards the first down line.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Set back at the 38. That's Gregory Rousseau getting in there to bring him down.
Well, partner, you and I will be headed to the airport, but after this game, when it's interview time, someone's going to ask this quarterback what hurt worse, the interceptions or the sacks. This whole day, it's been rough.
barring a miraculous comeback, this offense isn't going to win this game, but he's probably going to say what hurt most is the loss.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. We're backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. From the gun, it's Tua. And that will be incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. That's Tua's running back, complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So the magic runs out, so to speak. They were 3 for 3 on 4th down conversions, now 3 for 4.
So the defense finally gets to exhale.
Yeah.
Because they were wondering, 3 for 3 getting converted on 4th down. That percentage is way high. They hadn't stopped them at all. Finally, they get a stop. They can get to the sidelines now and rest a little bit.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he's going to have a Bills first down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue.
At this point, this offense feels like they could just roll out anything, and it would work. They are certainly in no hurry for this one to end, not when they can rack up some stats and continue to add to their lead.
Yeah, he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 128 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
At the 34-yard line.
Again, it's Davis. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
35-yard line.
They give up the middle to Johnson. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays
this league.
And the Dolphins getting set to go here. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Here's Tua. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
2 yards. That's good for the Dolphins. First down. First and 10.
Tua going to throw. That's complete to Westbrook-Ikhine. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Now a 2nd and 6. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. On target over the middle to Hill. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 41-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Achane gets it from the gun. And he's taken down inside the 30.
Holding offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Tyreek Hill's got another one. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Charles, he's now over 400 yards passing in this one. It feels like he has a zillion completions. Just a very memorable effort from a guy that we thought could be in line for a big game, and he has exceeded our expectations.
That he has, and I'm not really surprised at all because when you look at this offensive unit, they are loaded across the board. And, of course, the guy throwing them, he's a big-time player himself. They brought it from start to finish and really helped get the better of the opposing secondary.
That to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Devon Achane, 38 yards. And the Dolphins' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Tua and the Dolphins' offense staying put. They'll go for 2. Tua going to try and throw for it. That's caught. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2. And the Bills are going to recover. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for the Bills,
It's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll get another home date next week as the Saints will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.